to episode 10 of Fashion Illustration for Beginners. I am your super weird host. No, I'm not weird. I'm just uneducated in this facet of art, so it's weird for me to be up here talking like I know what I'm doing when really I'm just discovering all of this with you guys. So, oh my gosh, having so much fun. So anyways, my name is Karen Campbell. I'm the owner of awesomeartschool.com, where I teach, and I have a ton of free tutorials, and I teach all sorts of different classes on there, believe it or not. Believe it or not, I really do. And I love art, I live for it. Mixed media is my real bag, but I've been dying to learn fashion illustration for like a billion years. And so I made a commitment to myself to go along this learning path, and so many friends are coming along with me, and it's so super fun. So if you're new to the group, hi, I'm so glad you're here. Today we get to talk about faces, my all-time favorite subject of all time. For those who don't know, I have published not one, not two, but 3 books on how to draw faces. Woo-hoo! You can find these books on Amazon. This is my shameless plug. Yes. But really, it's a great book for beginners. Like, beginners. Like, you start with, you know, like an oval, and it's very clear, and it's very step-by-step, okay? So I do know a few things about drawing faces, I promise. And it goes through shading and stuff like that too. And then this year I actually did how to draw more faces, because we didn't discuss the 3/4 portrait or profiles in my first book, and you couldn't leave that out. And then I felt bad because I was totally ignoring 50% of the human population by not talking anything about guys. And so, wha-pam, I did. Also, I have 3 boys, and they were really mad that I only do girly stuff all the time, which I really only do girly stuff all the time. So that one is for them. No one's buying it, but it's for them. All those are on Amazon, blah, blah, blah. If you want them signed, you can find them through my Etsy shop. Link in the description box. Anyways, where was I? Faces. So faces. Obviously, I love faces. I really do. They're so fun. And we need to talk about fashion faces, though, because they are very different in the coolest way possible. They're different from whimsical faces or realistic faces. And I can't wait to like focus on this, because for those who know me the best, you know that I'm the worst at drawing really small. Like really bad. Really bad. So like all the nonsense with the hands was like a struggle for me in my past episodes. Feet wasn't so bad, actually. So, you know, faces is my bag. It's easy, but it's not easy for me when I have to get all nitty gritty tiny. So this will be a stretch, but what I love about the faces is the same thing I love about those calves and the legs that we did in episode 9, which is that like they can get crazy, and I kind of like crazy. So like take this for example. That is Jamie Lee Reardon. She's my current fave. I mean, look at that. Get out of town. It's so creative. It's so clever. Look at this girl. This is a very common, it's not super common, but again, I love it. You just got the lashes kicking. She doesn't even have a nose or a left eye. And it's okay. It's awesome. This girl has like a haunty kind of look to her. Again, no nose, no mouth. Evidently, noses are highly overrated, so we don't even need them when you're drawing fashion illustrations. And then you have Hayden Williams, who is much more classic, and he does a very detailed face for someone who is drawing so small. So this is what would challenge me the most. So yeah, I love the level and the breadth of creativity that you can get with these faces. It's extraordinary, and I cannot wait to try them. So let's go. Okay, so I have to laugh because I went back to the very first, do you remember the very first episode when I was like, I'm gonna do like learn how to draw fashion from this little book? Because I mean, they sell the package at the store with this book in it and all the little supplies, which then they don't mention anything about the supplies, and then this is their steps for learning to draw a face. Literally! You do this, and then you draw a face, and then you color it in. I mean, come on. That is like not even okay. That's just mean. So to answer your question way back to episode 1, no, do not buy this. It's a terrible waste of money. The only thing that's good about this is it has these cool, like, it shows you where to indent, like, for super sculpted cheekbones, which is, like, that's legitimate, but still, come on. So I just was looking through my books to see if like their drawing faces are radically different than from how I'm drawing faces in my drawing face book. And the only thing I can deduce is that their ovals seem to be longer, although I kind of naturally draw super long ovals too, and I think that's also why my girls' faces all look the same age, you know, roughly between 20 and 30, is because that is this long lean face is what it, this long lean oval is what gives you that older, mature, also beautiful face. So, you know, this is 9 heads. This is like a classic textbook that you would get in fashion school that I paid $9 billion for, so just so I could check it out. God knows I wouldn't want to be missing out on anything. So this is exactly how I start my faces in my book. Just to show you, see their lines. Just like my lines. They have the 3 eyes across. I have my 3 eyes across. You know, they don't have the cute little bubble letters that I do, but whatever. And then they go kind of get very specific right away. So I'm going to break this down for you because I know a little something about this subject. So let's draw a face together. So this will be a good tutorial if you aren't that cool about drawing faces yet. Now, again, I'm going to do one big. And this is actually not how we're going to do fashion faces because it gets kind of little. But we have to start somewhere, so let's start at the beginning, which is how to draw a face. So here's my big oval right here. And then we have the slender neck down here. And we have a line that goes across the middle. That's our eye line. Halfway down is the nose, and then the distance between the nose and the chin is the mouth line. And then typically the ears go from about the eyes to this line. And actually I'm gonna switch to this crappy little book really quickly while I have my lines in here, because I do want to take advantage of these like neat little swerves, because I don't talk about this in my book. So let's see, the eye line I think is actually, well, there's this sort of here. I know that it's supposed to go in at the temples. Let's see, I'm like literally feeling my eyes right now. So you're gonna come in here, which I did know. I was just looking at their drawing. Their lines are a little bit different. That's why I was hesitating. So we're gonna come in here. And no, theirs is really different. Oh, that's weird. Well, I guess it's like their cheek line. Yeah, and then it comes in, and then it goes out again, and then it comes in. So it's like, it's not this marked as I've made it here. So these are like these, this is different. They're drawing these like crazy high cheekbones. So it's almost like what it is you have a chin and you come out on the chin and then you kick it in to make these big cheekbones, and then you just kind of go straight up. That's the difference. Does that make sense? Sorry, it's different than what I was used to drawing. And then this goes up. So we're gonna come, like when you hit the ears, you go straight up. And then there's a little bulge out, which is the upper portion of the new sexy cheekbones. So it kind of bows out, and then actually this line will come down on either side to kind of complete that. And then they kick it back out again. And then the cheekbone, and then you almost have like a triangle chin. So this is, you know, one variation. As we know, there's always lots of different ways to do things. But I'm just trying something new and I'm trying to get my lead out of my pencil. I only ever have trouble with my pencils when I'm filming. I don't ever have trouble with pencils any other time. All right, so this is a little extreme, but you know, whatever. Our curls are a little extreme. And then we have the vertical line down the middle. And again, you're not going to be this detailed when you're drawing, when your head is only this big, but we're starting from scratch. Okay, so we have in our eyes, we have our vertical line and our 3 horizontal lines. So this one is in the middle, that's our eyes. Then there's the one across the center is halfway between the chin and the eyes. And then the mouth line is halfway between the chin and the nose. The eyes are like 3 eye widths apart. And this is how like whimsical faces are drawn too. Boo, boo, boo. If you want to learn how to draw fun fab faces on video, I have video courses available on awesomeartschool.com as well. Whew, this is a pluggy video today. I'm sorry. I usually try not to do that. Okay, so then we have our eyes, and I'm going to use this as my guide because she has these like, this is from Nine Heads, the sexy catwalk face. So I'm going to come down and make these, see how squinty my ovals are? They're majorly squinty. And I'm going to extend this beyond because that's going to be like our cat eye. Okay, and then we have our, oh, she's lopsided. I'm going to move this over. She was not even here. Okay. And then this is funny. So the iris, so people that have trouble drawing eyes usually have trouble because they're leaving too much of the iris, which is the color part, like contained. So a great way to draw eyes is to actually chop, just go ahead and chop them off right from the get-go, okay? So you draw a full circle, and then when you put a line through it, you already know that your irises will be appropriately chopped, as I like to say in my book. Chop off your irises. And then it leaves the appropriate amount. It'd be awesome if they were, you know, equal, because they're symmetrical. At least they're supposed to be. Yoop. Doing a very good job being symmetrical. This head needs to come in. This side needs to come in more. It's like not even. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, then we can draw the eyelid. And for those who have my book know how obsessed with eyelids I am. Obsessed. They're my most fun body part to draw. For sure. Okay, so we have eyelids. And then we can draw the lower part of the eye. It looks like they accentuate these 2 little lines. So I'm coming down and around up and then meeting back up with my tear ducty thing. Oh, she's so sensual, evil model. Sorry, it's been a long week. Okay, and then this can be like whoop, whoop, shunk, shunk. And our little pupil friends can go in here. And let's see, the eyebrows start just over the eye. And they usually have this messy start, and then actually we can, hers start real low, like, 'cause she's kind of like, I was going to say bedraggled, but I don't think she's bedraggled. Fuddled, fierce, fabulous. And there's usually a break up in the brow, which actually happens like here. So there's a break here because this is where the face starts turning the corner. So that's where the break in the brow comes from. And then our other one is here. And you can put like a little wave in there if you want to get crazy, but whatever. She's rocking some brows. Again, there's a break right here. All right, so the nose in this one is pretty simple. There's a couple different ways that you can start a nose, but usually it's easier to start with a ball. And then on either side of the ball, you put like a wide, well, you can, I do a couple different shapes, but this is like a teardrop shape Just keep this really, really simple, and then just put a little space, and you're just going to draw the side of the nostril on either side. Nose drawn. Done. I know, noses are scary until you realize noses are actually just the shadows of the face and are not actually something that you spend a lot of time drawing, so that's nice. And then our mouth is going to be centered right here. We're going to have this little shady region, and then their mouth is like, the middle of the mouth is right on the line, and there's always this like pouty, sexy, poogey part. It looks like the top lip, but that's actually going to be the middle of the lip. And then you come up to make the top. Join forces. The side over here. Come up. Join forces with the side over here. And then, you know, you have your lip of varying depths. But if you want a big, juicy Angelina Jolie lip, then do it. Oh my goodness, she's so sexy already. Hello. Hilarious. Okay, so this is my version of a fashion face. She needs some hair. So to do hair, you start anywhere from, like, you know, a normal person's part would be somewhere in this, anywhere in this vicinity. So we can maybe start here, and hair always goes up and over the outside of the head, right? I feel like she needs short, some like fierce haircut. And then it also needs to go, sorry, I'm totally entertaining myself. It needs to come down across the forehead as well. You can't have it just sitting on top like an awkward hat. Okay, and I'm just experimenting with some hairstyles. So funny. Maybe this is like, you know, one of those are like, they're like long on one side in the front and then short like on the other. I don't even know. I need a drink. It's been have I mentioned it's been a long week? I had the worst morning ever this morning and I'm still recovering. Just stupidity on my part. All right, so there we go. We have this awful haircut on this sexy model. Oh, so funny. So then what happens too is there's this whole element of shading that goes on too, which adds dimension and drama. And I don't want to spend a ton of time on it because we're going to do it more on, like, when we get little, it'll be littler in scale. But I'm going to do like a really quick, these are my Tombow markers. You're going to have shadow on the side of the face and actually like under these cheekbones. You're going to have them around the eye. This is watercolor paper and I can gesso it, which I didn't do. So we'll see what like nightmare this turns out to be. But basically, I'm showing you good regions to shade on the face. So there's like the hair, and then that's going to cast a shadow. And then the side of the face, there's a shadow. And then their chin is under the lips, there's a shadow. And under their chin, there's a shadow. And then we have a lighter color. So it like will fade to lighter in these areas. I'm seeing the scribble method will work. This might totally backfire and be a disaster. But sometimes I just like to throw caution to the wind. You know, like YOLO, like my kids always tell me, you only live once, just do it. And let's see, those are the dramatic little cheekbone things. So I'm hoping what happens is when I add water, these should all magically blend together. I've never actually done this, what I'm doing right now. But that's what in my fantasies, this all is gonna just be magically blended together. So let's get some water. But that's where your shading would go. And you can have some shading at the corners of the eyes. They would probably be a really cool model color, not what I just did. So I'm just getting a clean brush of water. Oh God, wish me luck. And then let's see if we can mash these together and some semblance of a like rendered thing. Whoop. Trying to keep some of these areas. Well, we can go back and highlight her. So yeah, the nose bridge is actually formed by the shadows of the, is formed by the shadows. And so you can make the nose by just drawing the shadows. Instead of drawing lines, because there's no lines on your nose, right? This middle color I don't care for too much. And there's like places up here where there's lines, but that's fine. Okay, that was thoroughly satisfying. You can lift up a little bit of color if you want to. But she's very sultry. Get this melded in a little bit more. All right, I'm just gonna dry her with my hair dryer. Okay, and then we can add some like fierce lippiness. So usually the top lip is darker and the bottom lip has a, it's usually lighter. It's pretty diluted still. I'm sorry, that wasn't a Tombow, that was a Winsor Newton. These watercolor markers, they're really cool. They're very saturated. I hardly ever use them, so I'm using this project as an excuse to remedy that. Let's see, there's some like, you can actually even not, like you can not activate this too and just leave it as a marker. But I have a really hard time not messing with it because it's very satisfying to watch it moosh everywhere. Yeah, that's why I said moosh. It's totally a word, right? Next time you moosh, call me. I don't know what that means. So, alright, la la la. And then we could do like another layer on her lips. I love these watercolor markers too because you can like just be messy. Like just blah 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 blah, scribble scrabble in. And then when you like add water, it's like, oh, magic. It's like literally magical. So I'm so just having fun. Like I'm just like whatevering. And I am okay with that. Now I'm just gonna take my tissue and like lift it off the bottom a little bit. I think she's French. She's like, I like feel her talking French to me. And yes, I talk to all of my faces as I draw them in every video that I've ever done. So get over it. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up as quick as I can. I just have ink in this, what is this called? Pen thingy-majiggy. And I'm just gonna like use it to outline her features, just so we're not here all day. Although I really wouldn't want to be anywhere else anyways, but you know what I mean. I have to pick up my kids in like 10 minutes. So I'm busting a move. Get this done for you guys. Boo, boo, boo. So yeah, you can get these sultry looks. So I'm just outlining this stuff really quickly. So And of course it gets really stylized with this stuff too. I'll draw like these mouth lines or whatever. Okay, now I'm having way too much fun. These real, like using angular lines for her face is always fun. And then her hair is, sweet Jesus, it's a hot mess. Maybe instead of having it a cut, it'll be like flowing from one side. Maybe that makes more sense than being short on one side. Poor thing, she's so pretty, and then I just give her the worst hair ever. That's just not very nice. Here, I'll make it like sweeping across this way. Oh, mon chéri, you're too cute for words. No, you're not cute. Okay, so she's crazy, blah, 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 but you get the idea, right? And maybe if you wanted to have like these more severe, like cheekbones, you could make them crazy, crazy big. So that's one example of a fashion face. If we were to go into all that detail, which we already said we're not gonna do, but I think it's important to know like the basics, especially if you're new to art. And this was actually something that I, you know, can actually teach. So, yeah. So what we're gonna do is we have to scale this down, and this is where I am so bad at that. And so I'm gonna try it right now. I'm gonna try to draw a person, and then I'm gonna maybe just put some different faces on our heads, and we'll play with different fashion faces on a teeny weeny scale and see how it goes. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm gonna do is actually trace one that's already done, because I need to wrap my brain around just how tiny these features are when you draw them. So I'm using my light table, my light table, and I used in, I think, episode 9 for leg study, but I'm gonna just like to remind myself at how teeny weeny these are. I mean, look at my big, and I have a fat finger, and her head is tinier than my fat finger. So I'm gonna see, like, look how tiny this is. And this is where I struggle, people. All right, so like if I do my oval, first of all, look how skinny and small that oval is. So maybe to help me with that, I mean, that's less than an inch. That's just tiny. This is where my struggle is real. Now, I know there's other people who are like, love to draw tiny. So they're like, this is my bag. Like, what is she complaining about? But I'm doing this to, again, like honestly build my muscle memory. Like, I need to have my fingers go through the motion of doing this, so that when I'm on my own and I don't have my light table, I can be like, oh yeah, that was insanely small. I remember my hands just did this because this is insanely small. If you don't have a light table, you can just go up to your window. Look at her nose. What is going on with her nose? It's just that. You can just do this at a window. You don't need to buy a light table. Okay, and then her hair is like... So it's a lot... Oh, she's got like a man neck. So it's a lot less detailed. So I guess she has some eyelashes. And that's kind of everything. Oh, scary. So scary. Yikes. Oops. So I wonder if I turn this off, if I can do one like next to her. And I highly recommend trying. See, already my head is bigger already. Oh, it's really hard for me to draw incy winks. It's already fatter. And you can always draw. See, now I know why those designers are like, oh, done, nailed it. I might just go to limb and say I'm gonna be one of those designers that's their face. Because, you know, if you're not a detail person and you're into the clothes anyways and not the face, then it's all coming together now, really. They're probably just slackers like me. I'm just kidding. They are not slackers. I just know that their concern is, you know, the clothes and not the model's face. Oh my God, this is horrific and hilarious. Okay, seriously, where is her face? I keep like moving it out in this direction. Ears, ears. The nose, thankfully, is 2 dots. Now I'm like fully appreciating that. There's like a middle tiny thing for the mouth. Okay, it looks like a man elf. Look at this. This is my man elf. That's pretty sure what I've just drawn. Okay, see? This, people, is why we practice. Let's practice again, shall we? It's my little oval, and I can't, you know, go around too many times because it like takes up her entire face. And then if you want to go real basics, you know, you have like your eye line, which would be here and here. Ooh, boom. So then I'm just gonna make, my camera is like zoomed in 4,000%. I can't believe it's even still focused. Okay, let's see. So if we have 3 eyes across, we're gonna go right here. Whoop, whoop. And then I'm gonna put in a little oval for the eyeball. Maybe some lashes. And her eyebrow. Now where this face is too small, and I actually didn't like reshape it. So let's do that. Give her some hair. Hello, I am Jenny, the model. And then the nose can just be boop, boop, right? And then the mouth. I can't even express to you how small this is. It's killing me. And then like a middle, I'm just gonna do like a straight line for the middle. And then the top, and then a little for the bottom. Okay, how'd I do? Oh, I'm a little ear heavy. I'm not sure that anyone actually draws ears. That's better, right? I think she looks weird because she has no pupils. And the woman next to her has pupils, but not like fully formed irises. So, oh my God. I need like literally a magnifying glass. Or maybe I should just get reading glasses and make it look really big. See, you're not supposed to draw the eyelids. Don't draw the eyelids, Karen. Okay. That's better. All right, so that was my first man elf. And then that's better. See what happens when you practice? It's all goes back to like kindergarten when you learn that like practice makes perfect. I used to want to punch people in the face when they said that to me, but now I'm like, God darn it, they're right. Okay, so here's again, I'm gonna do one more. Okay, come on guys, we can do this. I'm already mad. It's just so small. My hand is just not used to this. So hard. Okay, and then whoop, and then shoo shoo. And then eyeballs. Ooh, you can go like right into like eyelashes if you do that. And then little tiny eye things. It's so small, you guys. And then eyebrows. I'm like literally holding my breath. And then a little tiny nostril. Zooming in 8 billion degrees of zoomingness. It's zoomed in so much my camera's freaking out. Come on. Oh, there you go. And then what if I just do the top like W and then the line for the middle and then line for the bottom. This side of her face is like 8 times fatter than that side. Maybe she'll have like Pigtails. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh. I feel like I always need to just draw like a little line for the eyelid. She's worse than the one I drew before. She looks better. She has those cheekbones and she just has like a triangle and like a beard. See her triangle and then her beard? Do you see now what I'm talking about? We might as well full on give her like a mustache too. Now I know you can't deny it. Oh, hysterical. So you know what scares me now is like attaching a head to a body. That's a little bit terrifying. Yeah, that terrifies me. So, but you know what? Again, I go back to like these ones and I'm like, this woman is a legit designer and she just has her little la 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 la, right? And shaded and bam, it's like gorgeous. So I'm so happy about this situation. Okay, so I want you to go practice. I can't give you homework because this is not one of my classes, but I'm gonna go practice. And actually, before I let you go, maybe what we'll do is look at some more of these. We'll practice some more fun of these really, really funny ones. Okay, so let's see. I forget. Oh, this is Sophie Nordstrom. Yes, you all know Nordstrom. And let's see what she would do. So I'm gonna actually, you know, it'd be funny if we trace this. Just, I want my hand to experience what it is that she's going through. Okay, ready? So, I can't draw small faces. I'm not gonna draw a small face. I'm gonna draw an 80-foot long neck, a little curve, and a whoop. Oh, that's like a little bit magical. Whoop-ham. Like, I wonder if there's a class on like alternative head making in fashion illustration school, because they should, obviously. Look at this one. This is Jamie Lee Reardon also. And look at this. I love this sketch. This is like gorgeous. Look at all that line work. Yummo, right? And look at her. She's just got like a blah, 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 and then some loosey lines, and then oh, snap. I can do that. Okay, so that's fun. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, this was the one I did the other day when I did like how I would draw this if I didn't have a background and I was just copying. Remember this? I forget what episode this is, 8 maybe. So this is cool because you do, well actually I added more shading. I added more shading than they did. That's again when you have like a very defined face and then you just show the lines of the face, which now you understand too because what those mean, right? You have your vertical line and then you have, this is always going to be your eye line. And so some of these designers, that is all, again, this is I go to Safari. Okay, I found her on Instagram this weekend. She's amazing. And some of you on the Facebook page have checked out my post about her. And I posted this picture. And I hope you don't think that this is me. This is not me. This is this designer that I was referencing. But isn't this gorgeous? Look at that face. And then here are some more of her full girls. And I love how this is like what I do sometimes too. I just like include my materials that I made to do my artwork. And it's just so much more authentic. And not that this, but without that would not be authentic. But I just love, like, I feel like I'm in her studio and like, oh, she just made that. And for some reason to me that is like extra cool. But you know what else I like? And this is how I'm going to segue into the next episode too, is she uses a combination of Copics and colored pencils, which I think is just super stunning. And I want to try my hand on this. So this episode is getting very long. So my next episode, episode 11, is going to be on, I I think I want to experiment on using different materials. And before we launch into clothes, because that's like super scary, and I'm actually not going to go too much into it. I'm going to wrap up this series in a couple episodes, but I want to do one on materials for sure. And that will obviously include practicing drawing, but like I want to get my hands on this look and see if I can do this with the Copics and the colored pencils. And we can try acrylics. And you've seen a little bit of me do watercolors, but that should be the next one. So I think I want to do like a little exercise using those 3 things and see what we can do. And then Claudia Finelli and I are going to head to the North Carolina Museum of Art this running through Christmas or something somewhere. Has an ebony fashion, a huge exhibit. So we're gonna go, and I have not a close friend, I have a friend who is a bigwig over there, and I'm trying to see if we can get permission to do a YouTube live video or a Facebook live video while we're there, and we're going to be sketching and drawing and drooling over the fashions. And yeah, so you can look forward to that. We're trying to do it this week. If not this week, well, we'll probably have to do it next week, but it's coming. Maybe episode like 14, and then probably 15 will be the last one, and then I got to move on to I'm doing another book with my designer friend. So yes, thank you for joining me. If you want to join in the discussion on the Facebook group, you can just search Awesome Art School. If you want to check out all these tutorials in a neat little row, you can go to Awesome Art School and just register for the fashion illustration course. It's completely free, and of course you can find them here on YouTube as well. So thanks for joining me, guys, and I will see you in the next one.